What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video. This time, one more EVO 2019 video. The other game I spent a ton of time playing, Granblue Fantasy Versus. So, I didn't want to just talk about the game overall, or I guess what I should say is the game didn't really change. So the build we had is pretty much the exact same as the beta. But the main difference was Percival is in the game now. So even though we have, out of the beta characters and the announced characters that were not playable, we still have not seen Lativa or Lowain. The recently announced character, Percival, was playable both in Japan and here at EVO. It was actually pretty hard to find footage of Percival, like, around. So, I just took footage from the tournament, the XC tournament. They have here it's Shaka versus Monarch, the guy that beat me with Lancelot. So Lancelot, Percival. Most of my thoughts about the game are still mostly the same. Still really fun. Still really enjoy the pacing. Still think Catalina's really good. But I wanted to talk about Percival specifically a little bit. So let's hop into that. He is a pretty interesting character, and him just being in the game seemed to like kind of get people fired up, for lack of a better pun. So he's a level character, so you have to level him up, and you'll see it in this footage. Essentially, he is kind of like a big button mid-range character. But as you level him up, his projectiles get better, he's able to confirm things different ways, and his moves change properties. I didn't get to play him, so I don't know a lot of specifics about him. What I can say is that once he gets around level 3, level 4, he becomes a really big problem. Counter hits lead to a lot of damage. I think his frame data changes too on some moves as he levels up. Like I said, I really want maybe like an hour to sit with him alone and just kind of like parse him out. The things I recognized really quickly about him that were good. Also, why is he playing the blue Percival color? What's wrong with you? He's made out of fire. Why would you do that? Anyway, so the Greed Sever move that everyone got hyped for is just his universal overhead. It is good though because he gets above the ground. Remember, my main issue with Catalina's overhead is that I feel like some lows still hit her out of her overhead. She doesn't hop that high. He jumps sufficiently high, so that's good. He has a command grab. It seems to be a command grab that's different from his throw that he can combo out of. Having a command grab in this game seems obviously strong because the return you get off throws is not so high. So consider this, like, take like a Guilty Gear-esque situation. Like Milia, if Milia throws you, you might be fucked, right? If Soul throws you, like, okay, that sucks, but it's not the end of the world. In Dragon Ball, if you get Dragon Rush, you're fucked. In this game, if you get thrown, you're fine. Like, we were kind of discussing, hey, maybe you should take the throw type of thing, like SF5, memes aside, right? That's his normal back throw right there. So usually you have a throw, you get just a knockdown, but off his command grab, he gets a combo. That makes him pretty scary point blank. Like I said, I'm not too certain about his frame data right now, besides that I think it gets better when you level him up. So the nature of command grabs is like you kind of have to do something because the return is higher. And think about the implications of this game. So for example, if he baits your DP, I keep using baiting DP as example. Let's say he baits a DP, you do EXDP, so your DP is on cooldown now. So your DP's on cooldown now, he knocks you down again, punishes you for DP. That poke throw mix up, you have to do something, and you don't have an invincible move, maybe. It's a lot scarier than normal games to deal with command grab characters. Command grab characters are really on my mind right now, and especially him. Like I said, Lativa, we haven't seen anything, but especially him right now. He's a big character. He's not that fast. I don't think that matters too much. It's not necessarily a disadvantage in this game. Out of the characters who can even do instant overheads to you, because I think the only one right now is Fairy. I think Catalina can fuzzy you, but like you don't get combos like Dragon Ball, right? It's only Fairy who gets a combo off her overhead right now. Instant overhead, excuse me. So I think defensively, he's fine. His DP is huge. It's really, really big. I haven't seen it yet in this set. I'll try to point it out when it comes up. But his DP is very, very big and moves very far forward. He has kind of like, for lack of a better, easy character descriptor, he kind of has Order Soul vibes. You know, he's a fire dude. He's got these fire moves. He's got the slide and follow-ups after he levels up. And when he levels up, there's his DP. But I think that's his level 1 DP. But yeah, as he levels up, he becomes scarier and scarier. And he does more damage. And properties of his moves change. Pretty interesting. If you feel like the game had no mix-up, or you don't want to play Fairy for your mix-up character, then you might want to consider him. You might want to consider Lativa. Again, Lativa, not announced yet. But you might want to consider him because, you know, he's got the pokes, he's got the throw, he's got a command grab, he can deal a lot of damage. He seems pretty solid from what I saw. Hopefully next time I play the game, I'll be able to, like, sit down and talk about more specifics with him. These are just, like, my impressions of him. Seems pretty solid, just like all the other characters. Later on, I guess, next video will probably just be going over everybody that's been announced a little bit so far. Because I do remember in the beta, excuse me, talking about character strength. And despite the game being the same as the beta, right, I actually, probably the character who I've changed my opinion about the most right now is Lancelot. I actually think Lancelot's pretty good. I do remember saying that I thought he was the weakest character. Now I actually think he is quite good. Quite good. Not like the best, but like quite good. Very playable. Fun if you like rushdown and mobility. But yeah, that's a video for another time. So if you have any questions, especially about Percival, because I need a list of stuff to check for next time I get to play the game, leave your questions in the comments. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time.